for her second. Wilson 0 of 1 on the evening. Wilson's second is up. That one goes in, and that will be Fort Campbell's first point of the evening. They now trail 33-1. 3:50 to go in the third. Ford will skip it inside to Lane to McDaniels. Ford right side to Dennison. Dennison skips it inside to Lane. They'll kick it to McDaniels on the left side. Comes to Parker, has an open look. Instead, they'll reset it back to Ford. Ford to Dennison. Dennison to Parker. Parker back to Dennison, right side of the arc. Dennison holds, returns to Parker in the corner. Dennison will get the ball back. She'll skip it inside to Lane. Double teams Dennison for three. Rattles around, no good. Rebound by McDaniel. She's able to put it off the glass and in. Lady Tigers now up 35-1. 3:07 to go in the third. Wilson, cross midcourt, picking up some steam. Hands it off for Duggar. Duggar to Donatelli. Donatelli holds back to Duggar. Straightaway three is up. Off the mark, no good. That's going to be rebounded by Parker. One thing you see, a lot of threes being shot by Fort Campbell.
Yeah, they've come close on about four or five of those threes. They just have not gone down.
Ford skips it inside to Parker. Parker trying to find some room in the lane, dishes it out to McDaniels. Back to Ford for Dennison. Dennison met quickly by Donatelli. Dennison will hold as that ball stripped. And they are going to say that Donatelli was on the line when she gained possession of the ball. So Lady Tigers will maintain possession of the ball. 2:17 to go in the third. Ford to inbound. We'll skip it to Parker. Parker to an open McDaniels. We'll go back to Ford at the point. Dennison right side of the circle. She'll get it back to Ford inside to Parker. Left elbow. She'll step into the lane. Throws it too strong off the glass. Parker able to use her height to corral the rebound as they kick it out to Ford. Ford pulls up, middle of the lane. That jumper is up and in. Lady Tigers now leading 35-1, or 37-1, my mistake. 1:45 to go in the third quarter. This is Wilson. Long three by Wilson. That one short off the front of the rim, picked up by Parker. Parker will go to Ford. We have 1:32 left to go in the third here at the Cab. We go left side to McDaniels. McDaniels back to Ford. Right side to Dennison. Dennison holds, gets it back to Ford. Ford looking for the open man, finds it in McDaniels, left side of the arc. They'll skip it inside to Parker, back out to McDaniels, to Ford. They'll swing it to Dennison right side. Dennison met by Donatelli, a lot of contact there. Or sorry, Mincy, my mistake. Trinity Mincy will pick up her first foul of the game. That will be the Lady Falcons' second. Time ticking, we are in a running clock situation as the Lady Tigers lead 37-1, 52 seconds. Go, ball skipped inside to Lane. She'll kick it out to McDaniels. Back to Ford. Ford met quickly by Wilson. As Wilson will pick up the foul. That will be the Lady Falcons' second foul of the quarter, or of the second half. It will be Wilson's first foul. Ford with the ball will hold.
Fort Campbell now to a man-to-man. And really guarding well.
Fort Campbell goes to Dennison, and we're going to have a foul called on 23. That is Kelsey Ford. Ford will pick up her first foul of the game. Lady Tigers third. 5 seconds remaining on the clock. Wilson throws up a three. This one off the glass, off the mark, and that is the way that we will end the third quarter. After 3 quarters of play, it is Caldwell County 37. Fort Campbell 1. We'll take a 30-second break and be back with your final fourth quarter of action. You've been listening to Lady Tigers basketball here on your Tigers Sports Network.
Hello, this is Gloria Smith with the law office of Jeff Russo. Are you buying or selling real estate? Are you planning on refinancing your existing home loan? If so, you should be aware that you have your choice in which attorney provides the legal services associated with such transactions. Our law office has over 50 years of experience in real estate law. We pride ourselves on being cost-effective and having a quick turnaround time. If you're in need of such services, call us today at 365-2763 or find us on the web at www.jeffrussolaw.com. We are located in downtown Princeton on the east side of the courthouse.
This is an advertisement.
And welcome back to the cab here. We're set to enter the fourth quarter. Caldwell County up 37-1, outscoring the Lady Falcons in the third quarter 8-1. Liberal substitutions tonight for the Lady Tigers. They're playing their starters approximately 4 minutes, and then their second 5 for the remaining part of the quarter. Fort Campbell to inbound the ball to start the fourth quarter, and hear the call, Tiger sportscaster Eric Jacobs.
Thanks, Bob. We are all set for the fourth quarter of play. Lady Tigers up 37-1. Ball's going to be put up by Wilson, off the mark, no good. McConnell with the rebound. She'll get it to Boyd. Starters back in for the Lady Tigers. Boyd at the point will go to the corner to Goffinette. Goffinette skips it to Young. Young back to Boyd. Lady Falcons back in a 2-3 zone. Ball's dished out into the corner for Goffinette. Pump fake. We'll get it to Young. Young content to hold. Gets it back to the point to Boyd. She'll swing it right side to Jaggers. They get it back to Goffinette. Lady Tigers just maintaining possession of the ball at the moment. We've seen this since the first quarter. Just kind of hanging on, looking for the shot, working on a little bit of ball movement. Young now is going to step in, kicks it out to Goffinette. Jumper left side off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Jaggers and put away for a Tiger 2 as they now lead 39-1. 7 minutes to go in the ball game. As we mentioned, we do have a running clock here in the fourth quarter per KHSA rules. Ball will come to the right corner for Wilson. Wilson throws it up right side of the lane short. It's going to be rebounded by Jaggers. She will get it to Boyd. Boyd will hold. We'll go left side to Young. Young left corner to Goffinette. We see that passing pattern that we've become pretty familiar with here in the second half.
Nobody wants to execute a one-on-one move.
This goes to Jaggers. Jaggers holds to Boyd. Boyd kicks it out to Goffinette. Long two. That one's going to be off the mark and will be a Fort Campbell ball. Looks like we're going to have some substitutions from the Lady Falcons coming into the game. Savannah Porter, Donatelli, and Duggar for the final 5 minutes and 52 seconds of the ball game. Ball's inbounded to Wilson. Wilson, the lone scorer for the Lady Falcons. Wilson skips it inside to Donatelli, has that ball knocked away. She's able to corral it again. Wilson looking to do some work, lays it up and in. Wilson picking up her third point of the game and the third point for the Lady Falcons, who trail 39-3. 5:25 to go in the fourth. Boyd will hold. Lady Falcons back in a 2-3 zone as the Lady Tigers work the ball around the perimeter. Goffinette, a wide open shot, will hold. As the Lady Tigers re-rotate. You almost want to see Goffinette at least once take that shot from the corner, just uncontested. McConnell puts it up, no good. Rebound last comes off the hands of Duggar. Lady Tigers will maintain possession of the ball. Young to inbound. She'll get it to Jaggers, to Boyd. Looks like Lady Falcons now in a man-to-man. As there's the shot put up by Peyton Young for 3. Up and in. Lady Tigers now leading 42-3. 4:34 to go in the fourth. It's going to be a long 2 put up by Donatelli, no good. Goffinette there with the rebound. And we'll hand it over to Boyd. Lady Falcons in a man-to-man. This comes to McConnell, to Goffinette. She'll step inside, opts to not take the shot, and we'll give it to Young. Young to Boyd. Boyd back to Young, open look. She'll dish it inside to McConnell. Back to McConnell in the lane. McConnell right hand up, no good. Gets her own rebound. Has that ball stripped and picked up by Wilson. Now Wilson in pursuit, lays it up. This one is up and in. And Wilson, the lone scorer for the Lady Falcons, picks up her fifth point of the night as the Lady Falcons now trail 42-5. Goffinette inside, able to put one up from the left side of the lane and in. We're going to have a substitution, wholesale substitutions from the Lady Tigers, as Parker, Ford, Lane, McDaniels and Dennison will enter the game. Lady Tigers maintain the lead 44-5. 3:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Wilson, long three up. Had the right trajectory, just a little short. That will go out for a Lady Tiger ball. McDaniels to inbound. She'll get it to Ford. As we mentioned, we will be back in action tomorrow night as the boys will take on visiting Carlisle County Rockets. That tip-off will be at 6. So definitely invite everyone to come out to that or tune in. Ford in possession of the ball. Bring it to the top of the key, bounces it out, gets it to McDaniels. Pass off of her leg. McDaniels able to corral it right at the midcourt line. She'll kick it back out to Ford at the point. Ford holds. Will spin there, trying to create some space. Gets it to Dennison. Dennison cuts across the middle of the paint. We'll get it to McDaniels. We're going to have a foul call. Looks like that's going to be on Brooke Dennison. Dennison, a little bit of a moving screen there. And we'll pick up the Lady Tigers' 4th foul of the half. Will be Dennison's 1st. Lady Falcons will have possession. Ball's inbounded to Jordan Wilson. Wilson goes right side to Donatelli. Back to Wilson. She'll hold at the point. Dennison on hers. The Lady Tigers set up in a zone. Ball comes back to Wilson. She'll throw it up middle of the lane. Off the mark. That's going to be rebounded by Kelsey Ford. Minute 49 to go in the ball game. Ford at the point. Skips it right side to Dennison. Dennison holds. We're going to have a jump ball situation, and possession will stay with the Lady Tigers. And so after this one, Lady Tigers will extend that winning streak to 6 games. And after 2 games, a tough game with Lyon County, even tougher game with Christian County, have done a nice job to rebound.
And really could have won that opening game if we had not gotten cold.
Lane's going to put one off the glass and in for the Lady Tigers' 46th point of the night. They lead 46-5, and a very good point. Could at this point have only 1 loss on the season, but definitely a nice job by the Lady Tigers and coaching staff turning that first loss around and having a nice stretch here at the end of the right before the Christmas break.
Every Lady Tiger who's been in the ball game tonight, Eric, has scored.
And that's a positive for the coaching staff. Always good to see a lot of unselfishness and no one really trying to run away for themselves. So kudos for the Lady Tigers on sharing the points around. McDaniels finding some space inside the lane, gets it to Dennison. Dennison will pull up middle of the lane, has that shot blocked, and that's going to be picked up by Savannah Porter. 27 seconds remaining in the ball game. Wilson picking up ahead of steam. He's going to throw it up. That one off the mark, but we have a foul that is called. And that will put Wilson at the line for the 2nd time tonight. Looks like that foul is going to go against Kelsey Ford. Ford picking up her 2nd foul of the night. Lady Tigers with their 5th. Wilson's first from the line is up and in. Gives the Lady Falcons their 6th point of the evening, and Wilson's 6th point, their only score. Wilson's 2nd free throw up, no good. Rebounded by Carson Parker. 16 seconds left to go in the 4th. Ford will bring the ball across midcourt. Will be met by Wilson. 4 seconds to go. Ford content to hang on as time expires, and the Lady Tigers will pick their 6th win of the season with a 4-6 over the Fort Campbell Lady Falcons. We'll take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back with your with your post-game stats analysis. You've been listening to Lady Tigers basketball here on 103.3 FM, The Tiger.
Hi, this is Pam at Country Living Interiors and Boutique in Princeton. This is the season for giving. We want to offer everyone a 15% discount throughout the store, excluding special sales through the end of the year. This is our way of saying thank you. We have a great selection of gifts, and Jake says, don't forget your fur babies. We have all natural dog treats by Cotton Cafe and Jake's Corner. We offer a 90-day layaway, and financing is available. All of us at Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique is located at 235 Northfield Drive in Princeton, right next to the bowling alley. Cozy Living Interiors, everything a home should be.
At Morgan's Funeral Home, we offer safe and secure funeral planning. At Morgan's Funeral Home, we're staffed with experienced funeral planners who know and understand the different methods of pre-funding final arrangements. We can help you design a plan that fits your individual needs and suits your wishes and beliefs. Morgan's Funeral Home, serving families for over 100 years.
This time of year, your to-do list is a mile long. Decorating, shopping, wrapping gifts, making cookies. The last thing you need is for your heat to go out. But if it does, don't panic. Just call McGregor Group Heating and Air. We provide fast and friendly service, and we'll have you back in the Christmas spirit in no time. Call McGregor Group today at 270-896-5044, or come see us at 960 Varmint Trace Road here in Princeton. Merry Christmas from our families to yours.
And welcome back to the Cab, where it is post-game. Lady Tigers with the win over Fort Campbell Lady Falcons will extend their winning streak to 6 and will improve to 6-2 on the season, while the Lady Falcons will drop to 0-9.
And Eric, a really sluggish affair tonight, may be a good word. Fort Campbell wanting to remain in their zone, not contesting anything, except when they went to their man-to-man, which is basically about the last minute of each quarter, they got real aggressive and guarded real well. But knowing that these 8 ladies that dressed tonight for the varsity game will hang around and play JV, I'm sure the coaching staff didn't want them to really become tired and become more sluggish even in the second game. But for the Lady Tigers tonight, they placed 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 ladies in the scoring column, led by Peyton Young, the only Lady Tiger in double figures, with 11 points, 6 points for Lucy Goffinette, 7 points for Morgan McDaniels, 4 points for Bella McConnell, 2 points for Jada Boyd, 4 points for Kelsey Ford, 4 points for J.C. Jaggers, 2 points for Carson Parker, 2 points for Shelby Lane, 4 points for Brooke Dennison. And you look at the, except for Peyton Young, the starters did not really light up the scoreboard tonight, and that was by design by the type offense coach Melissa was running tonight for the Lady Tigers. And for Fort Campbell, they're 6 points off by one lady, Jordan Wilson. 2 two-point field goals, 2 out of 4 at the free throw line for her total of 6. And I think you could say one thing tonight, this might be the only game in Lady Tiger history where we shoot 100% at the free throw line, going 1 for 1.
Would say so. And the Lady Tigers, as we mentioned, I guess the biggest story coming out of this, extend that win streak to 6. They'll turn around. They'll be back in action on December 21st. They will be at McCracken County, and what is McCracken having their early season struggles as well. And so Lady Tigers will see if they can extend that to 7. As we mentioned, we will be back in action tomorrow night for the men's game, as they will take on the visiting Carlisle County Rockets. That tip-off at 6, and we will be broadcasting that one on the air. As always, you can catch that at the Cab live if you're out, or you can check us out on the live stream at WPKYonline.com, or search for us, WPKY, on YouTube. You can also listen locally at 103.3 FM, and definitely thankful for our sponsors who have allowed this to happen, to get these young men and women the credit they deserve and the attention they deserve for their hard work.
The ladies have played really well these last couple of weeks after a sluggish start to the season against Lyon County's Lady Lions, and a not a bad effort. I didn't get to see the Christian County game, but
good effort.
There was some highlights in that game where the effort was there, and that effort continues to shine and come through. And there's several teams in the first and second region that are beatable. Hopkinsville lost, their ladies lost. They're not as strong as they normally been. I'm not sure how the Madisonville ladies or the Hopkins Central ladies, Dawson's wins occasionally with their ladies, but getting back to the men's game, the Tigers tomorrow night really need a win. They're 2-4 and coming off a couple tough losses to Webster County and to Callaway County Saturday. I was down watching that game Saturday, and it's tough to play against 5 people, Eric, much less play against 8, which is what we had to. Officiating in that game Saturday was just not what I would call good quality high school officiating. But we get a chance tomorrow night to get rid of our memories, if you will, and it is the Carlisle County Comets.
Comets. I don't know why the Rockets. Yes. I'm in the right cosmos.
That's right. You're somewhere in the universe.
Somewhere in the, I'm trying to get to the to the Comets via a rocket. So we will. I think I did that last year as well. If I remember, I kept, for some reason, Rocket just resounded in my mind. I think I may start something, get them to change that name.
It's similar sounding. I can see how we get that today.
But as we mentioned, the Lady Tigers will with their 6th win in a row this evening with a 46-6 win over the visiting Fort Campbell Lady Falcons. We appreciate everyone tuning in. As we mentioned, we'll be back in action tomorrow night with tip-off at 6. This has been Eric Jacobs here alongside Bob Hayes and Darren Lewis, bringing you the Lady Tiger action. You've been